Well, good evening, everybody. The Last of Us, four valve, four valve. How you doing, buddy? Barbecue Mike, how you doing, buddy? Funky, good to see you, buddy. Sorry, we're going live a little bit later than normal, but I just wanted to come home, eat dinner with my family, and take a shower and get cleaned up, and you know, just kind of get refreshed from working today. From G Crack, what's up? How's it going? KY89, how you doing, man? Bama 50. What's up, dude? Let everybody freaking slide in here for a few seconds. We'll see who pops in, who doesn't pop in. Frank Three Stings, what's up, brother? How's it going, man? Good to see you, buddy. Sublime, what's up, brother? Fat Boy Fox, what's up, dude? Good to see you, man. Good to see you guys. Good to see everybody. Got a pretty good crowd right out the gate here. What, we've been live for a whole minute, not even a minute and a half, and got about 15 folks in here. Rich GT350R, good to see you, buddy. What's going on with the Shelby? Well, I'm hoping to get rid of it here real soon. After the Shelby got into the accident, I I didn't want to get it fixed, and the insurance company refuses to total it because they don't want to pay the friggin' payout on it. What's up, Pinks? Good to see you, brother. So the Shelby, I don't know. I might be getting it back to the bank. With this Biden economy and the way things have been going, and my wife was out of work for 3 months, it's just, it's just not the way it used to be. And if I had to make a choice between the GTR and the Shelby GT500, everybody knows it's going to be the GTR. But don't fear, still got the Fox body. Yeah, well, the Fox body's not going nowhere. Hopefully next year I'll be able to pay off the engine on the Fox body, and we can start putting the old Ford motor in the Fox body. I know that's kind of rare to say because everybody LS swaps them, but yeah, buddy. What's up, Boomerang Stain? Good to see you. It's been a while. I know. Nice to see you. Thanks for tapping in. Matt Kermit is back on duty for the winter. Yo, Sublime. Hey, Pinks. All right. Good thing, Rich. From G Crack. I'm guessing that's a bunch of emojis. So blue face smiling, red heart shaped face, red heart face shaped. That's right. That's my boy right there, Mr. Funky 50. That's right, brother. We don't LS swap nothing. That's right. I'm putting a Ford in my Ford. That's right. Man, buddy. Good. I love it when you send me the video clips of your car. All the stuff you're doing. Appreciate it. Oh, Wi-Fi out again. Man, I've been having so much trouble with this Wi-Fi lately. It's not even funny. Let me see if I move the computer closer to the friggin' doorway where the Wi-Fi is. Maybe it'll pick up the signal. Boss man, how you doing, brother? 91 Mustang, how you doing, brother? You're roboting. Yeah, I kind of figured. This freaking Wi-Fi is absolute garbage. There we go. Should be better now. I've seen the signal go up. We should be better now. All right, I'll keep the computer like this tonight. A little bit different background. I know it's not as nice as the GTR background or the Shelby background, but it is what it is, folks. Dude, I reboot my Wi-Fi all the time. I don't know, man. Ever since the tornado came through here, man, my Wi-Fi has been so sketchy. They did send us a letter telling us they're going to be updating a bunch of crap and this and that. So, and to all my fellow people that enjoy the spirits, will say, cheers. Oh, my brother, what's up, dude? Good to see you, brother. Good to see you. I want to give a shout out to Salty Stang. I don't think any one of you know this. Not a single one of you. But out of every single one of you that has been subscribed to my channel, Salty has been my longest subscriber. Before I knew Boosted and Ken and Funky and Sublime and Barbecue Mike and all you guys, Salty was a subscriber to my channel, believe it or not. I think I only had like maybe 100 subscribers, maybe 150, something right around there. Maybe not even that many. And I remember him writing a comment in one of my first videos saying, "Hey man, the music about blew my eardrums out when it came on in the background." And that's when the wife and I were first learning how to edit and stuff. The things you remember, man. No, man, I gotta give a shout out to Salty, man. He's been there through the friggin' he's been there since almost the beginning. No, I mean, I'm not discrediting any of you guys. I greatly appreciate your friggin' the fact you guys have been following the channel as long as you have, and you've been consistent watchers of the channel and stuff. I do greatly appreciate it. And I don't want you guys to think that this is my last live stream ever. Okay. It's not my last live stream ever. Okay. We're not going down that road. John Paul, good evening, sir. Oh, yeah. Thank you, bro. Thank you, man. The channel was absolutely freaking dead. It was doing nothing. Nobody was watching anything. And I revived it by doing shorts, believe it or not. I have literally 4 big ass videos for you guys that I have just had no time to friggin' edit for you guys. One of them is already edited. It just needs music put in it. So I gotta friggin', and the reason why it sounds weird, like why is it edited without music? It's because of the fact that a lot of times I make the YouTube videos on my cell phone, but because I have a music subscription through my computer, I'll make the entire video on my cell phone, which takes half the time of doing it on the computer. And then I'll send it to my computer and then add music and then upload it to YouTube. Excuse me. Mr. Mach 1. Good evening, brother. Very nice to see you. Josh Odin 19. What's up, brother? How you doing? I'm gonna tell you what, Josh Odin was the very first person in this entire world to make me feel like a celebrity. That's right, a celebrity. He was the very first person to ever make me feel like a celebrity. Short story is, I know you, Funk. I know, Funky. I'm coming for you. I know. The very first time I went to Alabama, he friggin' met me he saw me at a hotel, and he pulled up next to me at the hotel, and he was like, "What's up, Car Mob?" And here I am in a friggin' state I've never been to before, and friggin' somebody knows who I am. It was a friggin' epic experience. I was supposed to edit my Hollyfest video today, but have been busy all day. Nice. Mike, hey Josh. All right, let's see here. All right, what do we got here? Ruby's still fastest car I rode in. Hey, Ruby's still the fastest car I ever rode in. Don't get me wrong, the GTR is faster because of the fact that it's faster off the line. But when it comes to like overall, like let's say like 60 to 130 type of stuff, the Ruby was definitely faster. There's no doubt about it. Pink Smile will be out tomorrow. Hell yeah, I felt like I met a celebrity. Dude, that's awesome, brother. I appreciate it, man. Thank you so much. First time we met was in the elevator during Ford Takeover. I know, right? I know, isn't it crazy? You and Funky both live in Michigan, and the first time I met you guys was at Ford Takeover. That's funny as hell. And if it wouldn't have been for Funky, I never would have met Mr. Mach 1. Man, I know, man. That day, brother. Oh, dude, that day I was like, this is my one opportunity to ride a Maniac's car, and I ran over there, and you're like, sorry, bro, I don't got another seat, and I'm like, because I rode in Boosted's car, man. I had the opportunity to ride in Boosted's gray car, and man, I'm gonna tell you what, 1,300 horsepower on the freeway is a friggin' trip. uh, no. No, I don't know who they are. They could have been a new subscriber. They could be a troll. They could be just somebody watching the channel. Is that someone new? 91 Mustang Alex Salty, what's up? Mark, I'm blushing. Ah. All right, so I feel like the Funky 50 guy, he was a celebrity. Wonder what happened to that hoser. I'm still smiling ear to ear from my ride in the GTR, brother. Thanks, man. I know everybody who's ever been in the car hasn't been disappointed. We'll say that much. He got hosed, lol. So, in tonight's live stream, you guys, I gotta talk to you. I know some of you aren't going to be here the whole time, and I understand that. You may catch the restream. If you do, I greatly appreciate it. Um, but I gotta get some things off my chest, man. Some things have been going on in my life over the last few months. That's why I've been kind of absent from the friggin' live streams here and there, and you haven't seen me commenting on your videos as much as I used to, and it has nothing to do with really you guys in general. It's just that I've been through a lot of crap this year, and that's epic, Maniac. I love it. Ruby made my spine tingle. That car. Yeah, it was. You know what, man? Knowing what I know now about that car, man, all I needed to do was just get a different tuner. But you know what? I was at my wits' end with that car, and I tried to make a better decision. And well, I don't know, things didn't work out as planned. But so anyway, one of the biggest reasons why this is probably my last Monday live stream, at least for a long time, is when I first started this YouTube channel, I started it because of two reasons. One, I wanted to challenge myself and see if I could actually make a YouTube channel. Like, could I actually learn to edit? Could I actually learn to talk to a camera and not feel weird and goofy and stuff? It was a challenge to myself. And the other one was because I wanted to buy a freaking supercar. And I know that sounds stupid to maybe some of you guys, but I had been watching YouTube for several years before I ever started the channel. And I started watching all these other YouTubers. And I was like, you know what? If they can do it, why can't I? Right? Now, granted, my channel hasn't blown up by no means. I mean, 3.5K is cool and all, but it'd be a whole lot better if it was like 350,000. You know what I mean? Then we would really be friggin' on our way. But, you know, um, that just never happened. But I figured, you know what? I'm gonna start a YouTube channel because I'm gonna challenge myself. I think it'll be a lot of fun. Plus, I'll have, like a memory of all the cool stuff I do throughout my life and stuff. And maybe I'll get lucky one in love with the channel, and maybe someday the thing will take off and do something, Um, I still don't think that that's necessarily going to happen. But you know what? I really love the platform. I love making the YouTube videos. I love making the YouTube shorts. I love coming into your guys' live streams and hanging out with you guys and talking and shooting the shit and having a good time. But it just isn't the same. When I started my YouTube channel, it took me my first year, I got a whole 200 subscribers. I know, I set the whole world on fire, didn't I? And I thought to myself, man, this is a lot tougher than I thought it was going to be. And then I ran across this cat called Determined Veteran, right? And he had a Camaro that was like a like a LT. The hell was that thing? I think like a ZL1 Camaro he had, and then he had a Shelby GT350. And I was like, wow, that Shelby GT350 is pretty interesting. I didn't really care about the Camaro so much, but I was like, that Shelby is pretty sweet. And because of that dude following his channel, I met Ken. I met Boosted 931. I met friggin' Pony. And I thought to myself, man, this is pretty cool, man. I just met a really, really cool group of guys, man. They're all into Mustangs. Every one of them had a Mustang, whether it was a GT or a Shelby. Everybody was, talking about putting turbos or a supercharger on their car. Some of the people that didn't have that much money were talking about putting nitrous on their cars. And I thought to myself, man, this is the bomb. I have now met an epic group of people that are into the same crap I'm into. I haven't met a group of people like that, man, since I was in the Navy. I mean, yeah, I have friends. I mean, don't get me wrong. I have friends. I have friends that I've had for friggin' 40 years, but they're not like that type of friend. Okay. Like, I'm sure every one of you has friends out there that's not into cars, right? Like, they'll look at your car and they'll be like, it's nice, man. Cool. But they don't understand the passion that's behind it. You know what I mean? What's up, Sean? How you doing, brother? Nice to see you, buddy. Cheers. The wife, we ran out of cherries, brother, so I had to make it straight up old fashioned with the orange rind and everything, bud. Oh, thank you. Thank you very much, KY89. Anyway, I met this really cool group of guys, man. And I kept following Determined Veteran, and I started following Speed Addict and Pony 1992 and Boosted. And at the time, Boosted didn't have a Ford. At the time, Boosted had a Cadillac. And I thought to myself, man, this is pretty cool, because the wife and I had thought about buying a Cadillac at one time, getting a CTSV, but we were going to get a Gen 3, and Boosted had a Gen 2. And I was like, oh man, I could probably learn a lot from this dude. So I started following all these guys. And I thought, man, this is freaking awesome. And every freaking one of them had thousands of subscribers. Here's me. I come into the picture with I think maybe 300 or 400 subscribers, right? Every one of them's got thousands of subscribers. And I'm thinking, man, this is epic, man. I'm hanging out with all these. I'm thinking to me, myself, I'm thinking to, like in my little head, I'm thinking, man, I'm hanging out with all these big YouTubers, man. This is freaking awesome. And they're all into the same stuff I'm into, man. They all got level heads, man. This is awesome. So I start talking to these guys, and they start telling me about this event called Ford Takeover. And I'm like, really? Ford Takeover, huh? And Boosted says to me, hey, man, he says, if you really think you got something, you should really bring it to Ford Takeover, man. And, he wasn't cocky about it. He wasn't like, if you think you really got something. He wasn't a dick about it. He was just like, hey, man, if you really think you got something pretty sweet, man, I highly recommend you bring it to Ford Takeover, man. It'll be really nice to see what you got. You know what I mean? And at the time, Ken was naturally aspirated. Pony was naturally aspirated. I was naturally aspirated. Boosted was naturally aspirated. It was like, man, this is freaking epic. Not into cars. Not my friend. LOL. That is epic, dude. I love it. Oh, God. Anyway, all right. Look, my best friend in the whole world, right? The dude that I've known the longest in my lifetime was the best man at my wedding. I have known for 42 years. We met when we were 3 years old. Okay. And he is not really into cars, but he's into off road. Okay. He's into side by sides, he's into friggin' quads. He's into friggin' like off road Jeeps and stuff like that. Okay. Excuse me. He's into snowmobiling. Man, start talking a lot. Next thing you know, you got the burps, you know? I wish I had a Chevy Love. Yeah, they're pretty cool, man. I saw my very first one at the Frankenmuth Auto Festival. I got a chance to like get up close and look at it. I was quite impressed. Like, I mean, granted, it's basically an Isuzu truck with a friggin' Chevy, engine and drivetrain, but it was still cool, man. Because I didn't even know a Chevy Love existed, so I went to the drag strip and saw one. I was like, "What the hell's a Chevy Love?" You know. We went to Ford Blue Gauges and T. Hetzler's in his stream. It's awesome to see all you fellas. Oh yeah, 91 Mustang, brother. I really wish you would have made it to friggin' party at Mom's, man. I really wanted to hang out with you, brother. That's okay though. That's besides the point. Anyway, I'm getting off track, you guys. So anyway, I friggin' started hanging out with these cats on YouTube, right? Uh Freaking what the hell was it? Boosted had a live stream on Mondays. Um what the hell was it? Pony had his live stream, I think, on Tuesdays. Ken had his live stream on Wednesdays. And Determined Veteran had his live stream on Thursdays. And at the time, I do not believe Funky had his Friday live stream yet. I could be a full blown liar. I just can't remember back friggin' 5 years to the exact detail. But I remember that was the lineup, okay? So I go to Ford Takeover. I meet all these guys. Determined Veteran doesn't make it, but everybody else does, right? I mean, all these guys at Ford Takeover, we're all hanging out under the same tent. And at this friggin' particular Ford Takeover, I got to meet Xander 13. Now, at the time, I didn't know Xander 13 as a person. I just knew him from YouTube, right? And by looking at his subscriber count, I thought, holy crap, I am around like YouTube royalty. This dude's got like 40 or 50,000 subscribers. I'm thinking, holy cow, this is just epic, right? We're all under the same tent. All of our wives are together. We're all hanging out. We're all sweating to death, baking in the sun. Caleb had a friggin' crappy friggin' hamburger hot dog stand at the friggin' Ford Takeover. It was a real friggin' piece of artwork, let me tell you. But you know what? I got to hang out with all these guys and I found camaraderie. And I thought to myself, man, I haven't had friends like this since the Navy. This is so freaking cool. I'm going to friggin', really try to friggin' build my YouTube channel. I'm going to really try to build my friggin' Mustang. I'm going to really try to, put myself out there on the map, right? So at the time, we had taken delivery of Ruby, and then like a few months after that, they came out the Shelby GT500. And I told my wife, I said, please let me take the Shelby in and trade it in and let me order one of these Shelbys. And she's like, no. The car only had like 1,500 miles on it. I mean, it was low miles. And she's like, no. And I'm like, man, does that suck? So put a few bolt-ons on Ruby, drove around a little bit, and during that time frame, my wife's grandmother had passed away, and my wife had received an inheritance. And I said, well, if I can't trade the Shelby. If I can't trade Ruby in for Shelby, let me put a blower on Ruby. My wife's like, okay, perfect. So I put a blower on Ruby. And everything was hunky dory. I was happy with my 700 and like whatever it was, like 710 horse or something like that. And then I blew a friggin' piston. I smoked 2 pistons on the engine. So I go back to the wife and I'm like, hey, can we build the engine? I really don't want to put another stock engine in it. And she's like, all right, we have some money. Let's friggin' build the engine of Ruby. So I go through all this trouble and I get a fully built Coyote, sleeved, ported heads, everything, sleeved, blocked, the whole shebang, man. I get a fully built transmission because I don't want any problems. I'm thinking, all right, we can throw the beans at this thing. We can make over 1,000 horsepower to the wheels. It's going to be a good time. This will be awesome. This should really set the YouTube channel on fire. Now, granted, I didn't do this intentionally for the YouTube channel, but it was like, well, if everything's going to blow up, we might as well go full bore, right? So that's what we do. Sublime's since 2019. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. See, I didn't meet you, Funky, until like 2020, something like that. Good to see you, Joe. Kenneth Bird, what's up, dude? Good to see you, brother. So, Livernois goes and they friggin' build me this friggin' engine, right? I'm all happy. I'm thinking, man, I'm gonna have the world's fastest convertible. That's what we're gonna go for. We're gonna go for the world's fastest S550 convertible. Since we're gonna spend all this money, why not set some records, right? And as this process is taking place, I'm getting to know Boosted and Ken a lot more, and Pony. Boosted, Ken, and Pony a lot more. I'm getting to know these guys a lot more, right? And I'm thinking, man, this is going to be epic. Boosted's into friggin' drag racing. This guy's gone friggin' 4 seconds in the 8th. Him and his team could really help me set this car up. We could really, really make this car friggin' something special, right? So we get the car all built. I'm all happy. I make arrangements to come down, see Boosted, like a month before Ford takeover. We're going to take the car to the track. We're going to dial it in. We're going to get it right. We're going to friggin' really see what the car can do. So I go to the track with him and Mustang Mike, and we go to the drag strip and we friggin' try to get this car dialed in right. Now, mind you, I've never piloted no 925 horsepower friggin' Mustang before. Hell, I've never even been in a 900 horsepower car before. And the only thing I had to go off of is driving the car on the street, right? Well, anybody who's ever driven a 900 horsepower car on the street, especially on just good old fashioned street tires, will tell you you're not getting any traction until somewhere upwards of like 100 miles an hour. You're doing the pedal fest, okay? So I had never felt a car leave the line like this thing did. So I get to the drag strip, I do a crappy burnout, I line up at the tree, I friggin' launch the thing, it spins the tires, and all of a sudden it hooks. And I'm off and flying down the track. And I'm screaming like a little bitch. There is a video on YouTube if you ever want to go back and see it. I'm screaming like a little bitch down the entire 8th mile. And I'm like, holy cow, that is just like, that's amazing, right? So Boosted tells me, look, man, he says, I know you had fun, but you got to do a better burnout so the car will dead hook at the friggin' tree. Fine. So next time around, I go up, I do a friggin' massive friggin' burnout. I wait for everybody to tell me that the car is good to go. Boosted waves me through. I do my burnout. I hook the car up, and I friggin' send the thing down the track. It runs like 642 in the 8th. Yeah, I don't remember what the hell it was, like 113 miles an hour or something like that. And I'm going to tell you what, that was probably one of the greatest experiences I've had in my life. The problem is that after that day of hanging out with Boosted and Brett and Mustang Mike, and I can't remember who else was with us, the car just never ran right. I let Boosted take it down the drag strip that day, and he says, the car is laying over on the big end. And because I was so happy to have the car running and I had never felt anything that powerful before, I just kind of like dismissed it, right? And then shortly after, not what, a few months later, the freaking engine blew up. And it didn't even blow up at a track. It blew up with my wife driving home from a carnival in the middle of the night with my daughter. Not ideal, folks. So what do? We take the car back to friggin' Illinois. They tell me they're going to rebuild the engine again. So we're like, okay. They tell me they're not going to charge me that much money because the engine blew. It didn't blow up the drag strip. I'm like, okay. So they nickel and dime me for like, I don't know, $1,000 for friggin' a couple of factory Ford parts. They got smoked in the engine on the explosion, right? So I get the car back after what? God knows how long, a year, something like that. And this entire time, folks, I'm trying to build a YouTube channel on a car I don't have. Imagine that, huh? Let's build a car. Let's build Let's build a YouTube channel on a platform on a car you don't have. This is gonna be really successful. I can see this already now. We're going to the top, you know. So I get so irritated. They build the engine. I get the car back, and I'm thinking, okay, we got the car back. They got it right this time. They know what went wrong. They learned from their mistakes. We're gonna be good to go, right? So I'm all excited. I'm like, all right, cool. We got the car back. I've taken it out. I've beat on it a few times. The car's running pretty good. And I'm like, hey, Big Stick Sting, what's up, brother? Good to see you, man. Welcome to the live stream. And I'm like, all right, cool. Car's been consistent. It's running good. Things are great. So I tell the wife to drive the car. Hey, baby, you take it to work. And then when you're done, pick up Shelby from school and then take the car home, blah, 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 blah. Well, that day didn't go the way it planned. She took the car to work. It did fine. Then she drove it not a mile to go pick Shelby up from school. And the friggin' engine blows up again. Right? Well, it doesn't blow up again, but it sounds like it blows up again. So this time I have to call Sean McBrien, my buddy who's in the live stream with us. And I have to friggin' ask if he'll do me a huge favor because always when the car breaks down, I'm at work. Would you please go rescue my wife and daughter from school? And as a good friend, he does. So I take the car. I call Livernois up. I tell them a piece of my mind. They come pick the car up. They take it back to the shop. They look at it again. They find out, I don't know what the hell it is. A phaser's messed up, something. I can't even remember. It had so many damn problems. I tell them, look, I want this 10-pound pulley put back on the car, and I want it tuned for pump gas. I tell my wife, I am absolutely freaking done with this car. I can't trust it. My wife's terrified of driving anywhere. It leaves my wife and daughter stranded all the time. So I tell the wife, look, we're going to get the car fixed. It's not going to cost us anything. As soon as I get the car fixed, we're taking it to CarMax. We're getting rid of it. So that's exactly what I do. They fix the car, take it to CarMax. I get rid of it, right? Now, during this time, I've barely had the car, and somehow I've managed to fumble fuck my way through keeping a YouTube channel online with a car that I never have. So I get so irritated, I tell the wife, when we get the car back, I want to take this damn thing to freaking CarMax. I want to trade it in or sell it, whatever the hell. I want to sell it. I want to take the money. I want to get a Shelby GT500. I said I've always wanted a Shelby GT500 since the day Ford released the new ones. What is that, like 2004? Please don't castrate me if I got the date wrong. But I think they brought back the Shelby GT500s in like 2004, 2005, somewhere in that time frame. And ever since they brought that car back, I was like, man, I've always wanted a Shelby. I named my daughter after Shelby. I've always wanted a Shelby Mustang. So the wife tells me, sure. If we sell Ruby, you can get a Shelby GT500. And I'm like, all right, cool. What color do you want? She's like, gray, after some, thinking. So I find the car we want in freaking Georgia. And then this is where the story starts to get a little sour. So I go to Georgia and I get this thing. He can dream, but he knows who the little spoon is. 2007, maybe? Okay. No castration, please. Enough of that going on these days. Amen to that big stick. Man. So I find the car that we want in Georgia, and I tell the wife, all right, cool. Here's the deal. We sell Ruby. We get the money from Ruby. We had anticipated getting a lot more money for Ruby than what we did. But nevertheless, we sold Ruby, and we said, you know what? Let's go buy the friggin' Shelby. Okay? So I buy this freaking car. And you know damn well that whoever took this thing on dealer trade did not look over this car, didn't do anything. And I love the color of the car. The car is in decent shape, but little do I know that the front control arms are bent, the tires are friggin' bald on the inside, the back tire, the rims are all chewed up from someone flying off the road. But I'm in between a rock and a hard place because, I don't have no more Mustang. I just friggin' went to Georgia to get this thing, and now what? So I picked this car up. You have the GTR. Everyone loves those. Even when you show it on my live stream, people love it. Yeah, the GTR definitely has definitely leaves a mark. JB's Garage, what's up, brother? So I get this friggin' Shelby. I go to Ford Takeover. Thank God for Speed Addict 731 putting a new friggin' wicker on the front of the car for me. We find out that the front tires are messed up. We find out that, undercarriage doesn't look right. Ken says that there's definitely something else going on with the car, but I need more time with it to really see what it is. So I'm like, oh, well, we freaking call the dealership. They decide to they agree to put new tires on the car, and we have to freaking wait an extra day, but we get new tires on the car. We take the car back home. Now, I'm going to stop my story right there for a second. During the time frame of buying Ruby and buying the GTR, between the time frame of buying Ruby and buying the Shelby, we bought the GTR. Now, here's where shit gets friggin' a little weird, okay? I want to say this. When my wife's grandmother passed away, that's how it is. When my wife's grandmother passed away, my wife got an inheritance. And I had told the wife, since you had gotten an inheritance, could I have a little chunk of it to go buy a supercar? right? And she didn't say yes. She said, we'll talk about it. And I was like, okay. So I'm online looking at friggin' Lambos and R8s and stuff, and I'm seeing like what they're going for used and stuff like that. Try to get an idea of what I would need for a down payment to get something like this, right? Well, my in-laws get wind of this, right? My in-laws get wind of this. And they sit her down when I'm not around. Shelby and I are out shopping or whatever. They sit her down when I'm not around and they tell her, hey, we heard through the grapevine that you guys are possibly thinking about buying a supercar, like a Lamborghini or something. And they told my wife, if you so choose to do this, you will be kicked out of the will, right? Like, so when her mom and dad pass away, you will be kicked out of the will. Now, I know this is kind of personal, but I got to get some stuff off my chest. And you'll understand how this all friggin' adds up down the road if you wait that long. So anyway, we're given an ultimatum. They said you are not allowed to buy any supercars. As a matter of fact, my wife had to ask permission from her dad to buy Ruby. Let that sink in for a second. 38 years old at the time, something like that. Can't buy a new car unless you get permission from your dad. How do you like that? So, daddy tells her, go ahead. You can buy the Mustang. And the whole place of us buying Ruby is, believe it or not, my in-laws had a 2018 Mustang GT convertible, exact same color, everything. And we loved their car so much, we wanted the identical car. So they told Nicole, go ahead, you can buy the Mustang. But that's it. You can only buy the Mustang. Big Sticks thing. Yeah, brother, like I said, I got to get some stuff off my chest. I'm going to shed some dirt on myself. I'm going to shed a little dirt on you guys. Some of you guys have really pissed me off. Some of you guys I friggin' love and appreciate your support, and I'm really grateful to be your friend. But that's okay. We got a long way to go here. This story time with Mob. And like I said, if you got something better to do, hey, you know where to go. Click, bye. So anyway, hey Shelby, would you please bring me a water? I'm in here talking so much, I'm getting a little cotton mouth. Appreciate it. Thank you, sweetheart. So yeah, they tell us no supercar, you can buy the Mustang. As a matter of fact, I have a Taurus show. You guys know what those are. And they got pissed off when we bought that. They said that we didn't need a Taurus show. We should have bought a Taurus. Yeah. And then we got bitched at when we painted the rims on the car because we weren't supposed to do nothing to the car. We weren't allowed to touch it. But that's neither here nor there. So anyway, my in-laws tell us you can't friggin' buy a supercar. You're lucky to have the Mustang. Blah, 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 blah. Okay. Well, this good friend of mine, Boosted931, real name is RJ, knows that I am in love with Lamborghinis and R8s. Please hold. Let's see here. Let the GTR take over. You work hard on the channel. I like the show. Sorry, I've been MIA from the streams for a while. Been building a car. Your real friends are here for you. Oh, I appreciate it, brother. Victor, good to see you, buddy. So, Where the hell was I? Oh yeah, we were forbidden to buy a friggin' GTR, right? Or a GTR. We were forbidden to buy a supercar. Sorry, getting a little ahead of myself here. So anyway, during this time frame, right, we have Ruby. Ruby's been built, right? It's got a supercharger on it. I've become rather good friends with Boosted 931. Okay. Boosted knows I want to buy an R8 or a Lambo really, 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 really bad, right? And he buys a GTR. And he calls me up and he's like, brother, you're never going to believe this. He calls you before he buys it, right? He calls you up and he's like, brother, you're never going to believe this, man. He's like, I got my eyes on a freaking GTR. He's like, I used to have one a long, long time ago. He says, but I had to sell it because I thought I had something wrong. Something wrong with me, right? Something was wrong with me, right? So he thought he had something wrong with him, so he had to sell the car because he thought he was going to need the money for financial purposes, right? He tells me, if I get this car for the right price, I'm going to buy it. And I'm like, brother, that's awesome, dude. Go ahead. I've never met a single soul that's ever had a GTR. This should be friggin' epic. So sure enough, man, he gets the car for the price he wants. I don't know what the hell it was, but he got the car, right? Karma, you're a hell of a guy. Wife said your crazy humor is awesome. I gotta go to bed to go to California. I will watch when I get up. Speed safe. Rock and roll, brother. Thank you so much for hanging out with me tonight. I greatly appreciate it. So Boosted tells me, hey man, I got this. I want to buy this GTR. Then he buys the GTR, right? We'll fast forward a little bit. He tells me, Mob, I'm telling you, brother. He says, I know you want a Lambo. I know you want an R8. He's like, but you have got to drive this GTR. He says, I trust you as a driver. When you come back to town, he says, I will let you drive the GTR. And I'm like, really? You're going to let me drive a GTR? I was like, wow, man, I greatly appreciate it. Now, he knows that I had driven Lambos before because that's where, I had really put my dedication to, hey, I'm going to buy a supercar. I don't care what it takes. I have the mindset. I don't care what I got to cut back on. I don't care how long I got to save for. I'm going to get me a supercar, right? Since I've been a child, I was that kid with the Lamborghini Countach on my wall, okay? So I friggin' thought to myself, you know what? I make pretty decent money at work. If I really buckle down, if I really save my money, this could be a reality. You know what I mean? I could really make this happen. So I go visit Boosted, right? He lets me drive the GTR. I fall in love with this thing, okay? I fall in love with this thing. I'm like, this is epic. I'm like, it doesn't handle quite as good as a Lamborghini Huracan, okay? It's probably about 75, 80% handling wise as a Lambo. A Lambo will handle better than a GTR. It's also lighter by like 500 pounds. So that makes sense, okay? But the GTR is 4 seats, which means I can put my kid in the back seat. It's got a huge trunk, which a Lamborghini doesn't have. And it just happens to cost $150,000 less, which, doesn't make things a lot easier by any means. So I'm like, man, that is freaking epic. So I come home after hanging out with Boosted, and I tell the wife, hey, I saw Boosted. I drove the GTR. It's insane. It's absolutely insane. Now, my wife has driven a Lamborghini Huracan. We rented one for 24 hours, and my wife drove it. And I don't mean like just like drove it, like she drove it. So she knows what a Lambo's like. And even she said when we get the Lamborghini Huracan, she said, man, this is freaking epic. I would love to have something like this in our garage. This is so cool. So I come home after seeing Boozy. I tell my wife about it, and I tell her, I said, I really, 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 really want one of these. I said, I think I want one of these more than I want a Lambo because it's got 4 seats and a big trunk, and it's 150 grand less, which means I really don't have to save any more money. I could buy one of these things, right? So the wife and I, we talk about it. We go back and forth. And she says, okay. She says, if you can get one for X price, I'll let you get one. And I'm like, that is freaking epic. Now, there's a couple of branches to this story. Okay. This entire time, from the time 2019, we'll say maybe even 2018, before the YouTube channel, my wife had a Facebook page. And for some odd, weird reason, my in laws would know stuff about my wife and I's life. And they don't have a Facebook page. And you know how Facebook is. You either gotta friggin' have a friggin' membership or not, right? You just can't just sit there and like stalk people. So my wife and I are like, that's awfully odd. How is it that my in-laws know stuff that we're not telling them? That's rather kind of private, that we only shared with like friends on Facebook and stuff like that. So my wife goes through all this trouble. She starts blocking all these people on Facebook, right? Trying to guess who could possibly be leaking all this stuff, right? Which is sad, right? I'm in my freaking 40s. My wife is, I think, like a year and a half younger than me. We'll say 2 years just for friggin' political purposes. It's not like I'm friggin' 18 years old and just moved out from underneath my parents' roof. It's not like I go to my friggin' in laws and ask them for money. I don't ask them for nothing. But nevertheless, they're getting leaked information all the time. So my wife goes through all this trouble. She blocks all these people on Facebook. And then I start the YouTube channel, which we don't think anything of it, right? We think this is some stupid YouTube channel. It's all car based. You know what I mean? Why the hell would anybody want to watch this channel unless you're into cars, right? Unless you're trying to dig up dirt on somebody and use it against them at any cost. So what happens? I go to my wife and I say, let's buy a GTR. She says, okay, let's buy a GTR. Find the car. Boom. And I tell her, I said, I said, if we buy this car, it's classified as a supercar. I said, that goes against everything that your family told you. It may not be a Lambo, may not be an R8, may not be a Ferrari, still a freaking supercar. So I tell the wife, are you sure we should do this? And she says, you know what? We're 40 years old. You make extremely good money at work. And if we want to friggin' buy something like this, screw it. We're going to buy it. I don't care what they say. She says, even if they cut me out of the wheel, I don't care. I'm going to friggin' help you. We're going to get this supercar. And I'm like, that's a team player right there, right? Because I'm not asking her to buy the car for me. I'm just asking her to help me out with the down payment, and I'll friggin' foot the bill for the payments. So I find the car of my dreams down in Georgia. I buy this thing. That GTR is awesome too. So, anyways, we get the GTR, right? I'm in love with it. She's in love with it. Been driving the car for what? A couple of years now. I think I bought the car in what, 2020? I think I bought the car in like June of 2020, something like that. Yeah, no doubt, Sean. No doubt. Is there a reason why you're just standing there staring at me? You okay? Do you help? Oh, okay. Well, I know that. Did you have an episode in the bedroom? So, you gotta do one of those gigs. You gotta give me a minute. This is not the time. Give me 1 second, folks. I got to talk to the wife. How funny it is you found both cars in Georgia. Yeah, no doubt, right? Mike Scrudge, what's up, brother? How you doing, man? Good to see you. Sorry, folks. The wife is not feeling well. She came out here. She wanted to talk to me for a quick couple of seconds before she went back in the bedroom and laid down. So, anywho, getting back to the story. Hit that like button, fellas. I'm gonna have to go pour myself another friggin' drink here. That one's gone, and I'm just sipping on water now. All right. So anyway, we've had Ruby. We've sold Ruby. We have the Shelby GT500. We told everybody we didn't care what they thought. We're 40 years old. We're going to go buy a damn supercar. We bought the GTR. Now, after we acquired the Mustang or the Shelby GT500, we started noticing that her family was being more and more and more disconnected from my wife. They didn't want to see her. They didn't want her to come up and visit them. They didn't want her calling. They didn't want nothing. So I said to the wife, I said, well, I said, maybe it's true. Maybe they really don't want nothing to do with you anymore because you friggin' bought a supercar. And after they forbidded you to go buy one of these things, you said, you know what, I'm a grown adult. My husband makes good money. I'm going to go buy one anyway. So that's what happened. So let's fast forward a little bit. We got the Shelby, we got the GTR. My wife hasn't spoke to her family very much in the last couple of years. It is rather odd, right? They like shunned my daughter. She doesn't get no money she doesn't get nothing for Christmas, pretty much. She doesn't get nothing for her birthday. They don't even really acknowledge her birthday. And it's like, wow, because of the fact that we didn't conform to the program. You know what I mean? Because you didn't do what you told me to do, we're gonna friggin' banish you from ever friggin' being with us again, right? I finished off my old fashioned. I switched to Jack and Coke. You guys did the right thing. Mrs. Mob is a great lady. I hope you feel better soon. Sorry to hear. Thank you guys. I really appreciate it. I really appreciate it. So basically, my wife and I took a stand. We're 40 years old. I have a good job. Um, I don't really ask anything from anybody. And here you're telling me you're not allowed to do this, you're not allowed to do that because of the fact that they don't agree with my hobby. What the hell do you need a car like that for? The speed limit is 70 miles an hour. You don't need to go that fast. Those of you who have really fast cars or have ridden in the GTR, or hell, even if you don't have a fast car, even if you just have a cruiser, something that only makes 200 horsepower, but you love cars, you understand the passion. I understand not everybody wants to go super fast. But there are a lot of us that enjoy the same hobby. I mean, look at lowriders, for God's sakes. They freaking love cars too, but they don't go faster than 35 miles an hour. You know what I mean? So if you're in this hobby, you know where I'm coming from. There are just certain vehicles in this world that we have a passion for, whether it's a Fox body, whether it's an S550, whether it's some form of supercar. There are just those cars out there, even the ones that you think aren't obtainable, that are just like, oh my God, if I had the opportunity, this is the car I would have. Well, since I've been a child, I've always said, I want a Lamborghini. I want a Lamborghini. I want a Lamborghini. After driving a Lamborghini, I've rented three of them. After driving them, they're really not practical, especially at my height. I'm not saying that I couldn't make it work, okay? But it's not the type of car you want to spend hours on end in, okay? And that's why when I thought about it long and hard, I really started to lean more towards an R8 because I thought, well, at least I have more interior room. Then when I drove the GTR, I was like, oh my God, this is the best of both worlds. It's comfortable, it's roomy, it's got four seats, it's got a huge trunk, it's fast as hell. The aftermarket is nasty. This is perfect. If I could put a bunch of carbon fiber on, I'd be able to lighten it up a little bit. This is perfect. This would be friggin' awesome. So, hence we get the car, yada, yada, yada. Never let anyone else choose your path in life. They are not, especially the Huracan Evo. Brother, I don't think I could have said it any better. Oh, dude, it's sad, brother. They rub it in her face. We went up north to go visit. Well, let me rephrase that. We went up north because Nicole's father passed away. And they were showering Nicole's brother's daughter's son with gifts. Oh, it's your birthday. Here, I'll buy you all these clothes. Oh, here's all this money. Oh, here's this, here's that. And Shelby's just sitting there like watching TV, like, wow, must be nice. They don't look at it as an investment, Mike. No, they don't look at it as an investment. Matter of fact, my GTR is probably my best investment I've ever made over buying this house. That is an incredible investment. My GTR has appreciated 50 grand since I bought it. I mean, I think that's a pretty good investment. Oh yeah, absolutely, Joe. Absolutely, four valve. Absolutely. If you guys don't mind, can I take like a friggin' give me like, I don't know, 30 seconds to let me go put a little bit more liquor back in my glass. Please don't go anywhere. I will be right back. Okay. As you can see, it's a little dry. Oh, hey Shelby. What are you doing? Shelby? Are you still awake? Shelby? I'm coming, folks. I told you it'd only be a few seconds. I appreciate you bearing with me. Thank you so much. Daz 241. Hey brother, how you doing, man? Good to see you, buddy. He's in Australia. If you guys don't know, cool cat. Thank you. My chair's a little stuck. Bear with me. Ugh. God dang, I'm like trapped here. There we go. Okay, I gotta get to bed. Definitely finish watching in the morning, brother. Later, Josh. Have a good one, brother. Funky, I greatly appreciate it, brother. You have a good one, buddy. Thank you so much. Hey, big shout out to Funky Stangs since he's going to bed. Big shout out to Funky Stangs. That brother right there, man, came and picked me up in Kentucky last year and made sure that I made it to Ford Takeover. Him and Barbecue Mike. I greatly, greatly appreciate them friggin' doing that. That is freaking epic, man. All right. So now we've acquired the Shelby. We've acquired the GTR. And in that time frame, I met a lot more people. You know, I met Sublime GT500. I became friends with, Mr. Mach 1. I became friends with Barbecue Mike. Oh, God, where did that come from? Ugh. I became friends with a lot of you guys. JB's Garage, Pink's Garage, friggin', who else? Some of you guys I'm friends with, but I've never met. So bear with me, okay? A lot of you guys I've met, okay? And you guys are freaking awesome, man. A lot of you guys are freaking awesome. But through all of this, I've invited you guys to my house. We've had some good parties. We've had some good times. And I almost feel like friggin' I was taken advantage of a little bit here, okay? The last party at Mobs, my wife asked everybody to please bring a dish to pass on the day of the party, right? Now, some of you guys did, and some of you guys didn't. And that really upset my wife. And then I got to hear about that stuff. And I was like, oh my God. And I agree with her. She's going through all this trouble to, provide like 2 meals a day. Some of you guys were staying at the house, some of you guys weren't. And she just felt like some of you guys were taking advantage of her because nobody brought anything. Okay. And I just don't know, man. It's like between the parties at Mobs, right? And my wife getting upset about, her thinking she's getting taken advantage of. And then dealing with all this family crap that I got to deal with over the last few months with my father in law passing away. And then finding out that close family friends have been stalking my wife's Facebook page and they've been stalking my YouTube channel just to take anything they can and send the information to my in-laws to try to get my wife in trouble so that the relationship between her and her family goes south. Between those things, plus some of the stupid stuff that I have done over the last friggin' year just all added up over the last few months. And that's one of the biggest reasons why the wife and I have decided that I should probably start doing a regular Monday live stream. Like I said, I'm not going to say I'm not doing live streams anymore. I just think that it's time that I dedicate more time to my family. You know, um, you know, some of you guys know this and some of you don't know this, but I got in a lot of trouble this year. I got in a lot of trouble this year. A lot of trouble this year. And a lot of it has to do with my big mouth. And I had to learn a really, really hard lesson. But you can't trust everybody. You can't make everybody your best friend. And you have to pick and choose who you tell confidential information to. And I have found out that out of my inner circle of people that I thought I could really, really trust, I found out that one of you just does not have the ability to keep your mouth shut. And I know this because I've had other people that did not know anything that was going on contact me and tell me, hey, this person told me this. What's going on? So last year, not this year, last year, I had a party at Mob's. Imagine that. I had a party at Mob's. And I had a bunch of you great friends over. Dudes with Wrenches, what's up, brother? Good to see you, man. I had a party at Mob's last year. I had a bunch of you guys over. We had a really nice time with shops and fireworks, man. Friggin' those of you from out of state who have never been to a dispensary before, I took you guys there and let you guys go shopping and, do your thing. And on our way home, I decided to give my buddy's wife a ride in the GTR. Now, what I'm about to tell you, I can't get in trouble for again because I've already paid for my crimes. And I want to make sure I say that out loud, loud and clear, because I want you guys to know that we have a hater. There is somebody out there that hates me so much that they will take anything I say and they will send it to the police department. I swear to God, believe it or not. I know some of you guys are going, no way. But believe it or not, yeah, there is actually somebody out there that hates me that much that they will take anything I say, even if it's fake. Even if I friggin' said something completely fake off the wall, they're going to use it against me, okay? So you have to be careful what you say and how you say it because you never know who's watching. You never know who's watching. These live streams are open to the public. It's not like you have to subscribe to watch them. But yeah, last year I decided to give a friend a ride in the GTR. And I happened to do something that I shouldn't have done. I'll give you guys the cliff notes. I was driving down the road at a high rate of speed, and I happened to friggin', what? Hang on one second. Ugh. All right. So, anywho, some people just don't like to see others happy. Absolutely, dude. So, I was giving this person a ride in the GTR, and I shouldn't have done what I did. Okay, went a little too fast, and shouldn't have done what I did. Got in trouble for it, and had to pay for my crimes. We'll say. All right. Anyway, during all of that, I was told not to go online, don't do no live streams, stay off of YouTube. Anything you say can and will be used against you in the court of law type of thing. So that's why I took a big leave of absence because, I was, you know, kind of in trouble and I didn't want to add any more vinegar to the wound. So I decided to, take a little leave of absence and, kind of do my own thing for a while. And I got to say, it was kind of nice. It was actually kind of nice. I was home with my wife and my daughter, spending more time with them, less time on YouTube. And in the end, I thought to myself, I do these live streams almost every Monday. I work 12 hours a day. I come home and take a quick shower and then I jump on here real quick and I try to talk to everybody. And it's like, I just don't feel, I don't know. It just doesn't feel like the same like it used to. I mean, tonight we got a hell of a crowd. We got 28 people in here. I think we breached over 30. But on average, we don't have this many people in here. You know, when I first started going live, people were friggin' super chatting like crazy. I haven't seen a super chat in forever. Now, I'm not saying that, excuse me, I expect you guys to, but it is nice to see every once in a great while. You know what I mean? Dude, YouTube is a beast that will consume you if you let it. Oh, absolutely, dudes. Absolutely. So, anywho, got in some trouble, took care of that. With the Biden administration office, your money just definitely doesn't go as far as it used to. If you guys haven't noticed or not, the friggin' Shelby was in a friggin' bit of an accident earlier this year. Um, I'm fine, but the car is not. I mean, the car is fixable, but I really don't want to fix it. It'll never be right again. Plus, I will lose my butt on that thing if I ever try to sell it. So I'm kind of in a position where I got to see what I can do with the bank and see what kind of options I have. Because I really want to get rid of the Shelby. I really want to keep the GTR. And I really want to put my Fox body together. The Fox body means a lot to me. The GTR means a lot to me. And the S550 platform is just getting to be too expensive for me to keep shelling money out on and have a GTR at the same time. Let's see here. Hi, Car Mob. Hopefully. Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Going through this YouTube adventure for the last few years and dealing with these cars and dealing with family and dealing with haters and, you know, people taking advantage of you sometimes, it just gets a little old after a while. And I think that maybe if I take a step back and I don't hang out as much, maybe it will be better for the soul. You know what I mean? Maybe it'll be better for the soul. Maybe spending more time with my wife and daughter and less time on the internet will be better for, me and the family. And like I said, I'm not saying I'm never going to go live again. And I'm not saying that I'm not going to join your guys' live streams because you guys know I work night shift and I love hanging out with you guys when someone does a late night live stream. It's always fun to hang out and hear what everybody's got going on. You know what I mean? I have to say though, I greatly appreciate each and every one of you guys for friggin' watching the channel. I appreciate all the support. I do wish that some of you weren't so spineless and, would do more for yourselves and stand up for yourselves and have more determination in life and don't let life beat you down so much. The last few months I've had to do some soul searching and make some adjustments in my life, but in the long run, I think that everything is going to be really, really good. And I'm sorry that I'm not going to be on live streams as much as I used to, but I think it's best for me. I do. I think it's best for me. Absolutely nothing wrong with that, car mob. I know you never talked about the issue that happened, but it. Yes. Yes, Mike's Garage. Yeah, I don't think I want to go to friggin' Ford Takeover anymore. And it's not because I don't want to see you guys. I think that the state of Tennessee in Jackson has lost their effing mind. They've realized that, this has become the biggest thing that has ever happened to their little town. And the hotels just friggin' gang rape you, man, on friggin' prices. And I drive 12 hours one way. Then I spend $200-300 a night in a hotel room. The food in that neighborhood isn't that great. And it's like, and then the people that you want to see while you're there are too busy to hang out with you. And I'm like, why am I driving 12 hours there, 12 hours back? I think the party of knobs is going to have to take a little bit of a break. I think that the wife and I are going to have to regroup a little bit. I don't know. I just think I need to take a little bit of a break from all of this and just kind of refocus on what's important in life. Yeah, but the one at the Best Western, man, they wanted like $300 a night, dude. I'm like, my God, friggin', I stayed friggin', what was it, 20 minutes away for half that price. Hey, you know what, Joe? I greatly appreciate it, bro. I haven't seen a super chat on this channel in probably, God dang, probably close to a year, brother. I do appreciate it. Thank you very much. Like I said, we started doing daily friggin' shorts, so it's not like I gave up on the YouTube channel. We started doing daily shorts. I do have 4 big, long videos for you guys. I just have to find the time to finish editing them and put them out for you guys. Over the winter time, I'm going to have to figure out where there's some museums at so I can get you guys some car content over the winter when it's snowing here and there's no car shows or nothing going on. Ugh. Ugh. What time is this? 9:30. Oh, dang. Yeah, I do daily shorts, dudes, with wrenches. That's what's actually friggin' got my channel to start moving. I really wish it would pick up like your channel did, but not that fortunate. But hey, you know what? I don't give up. Like I said, the channel isn't blowing up like I wish it would, but it does have daily growth. So I do the daily shorts. I have a bunch of, like I said, I have 4 videos I need to edit for you guys. But you know what? I just keep pushing, man. I just hope someday, one day, one video will take off. Need some per review on those shorts. Hit me up. I don't know what that means. I really do not know what that means. But yeah, dude, I'll definitely freaking hit you up on what, like Instagram or something like that. We can chat. For those next drinks. I appreciate it, bro. I appreciate it. I don't know if anybody wants to come up for a few minutes and say hi or not, but a peer group is both a social group and a primary group of people who have similar interests. Oh, that's cool, dude. That's cool, dude. Yeah, I've just had to take a big reevaluation of my life, you guys. You know, financially, some things have not gone the way I had hoped. You know, family wise, things have not gone the way I have had hoped. Um, thank God my friggin' wife and I are pretty solid, and my daughter's smart as a whip. Thank God I got a good job, but when you have people that are constantly behind your back trying to throw you under the bus, even though you're trying to do the best thing you can for your family, it gets tiring and it wears you down. And eventually you get to the point where you're like, okay, I need to make some changes.
What's up, guys?
Good evening, fellas. Nice to see you.
Oh, and back at you. And mine's about empty too.
Salute.
There you go.
Although mine's not an old fashioned anymore. It's just a Jack and Coke because it was way easier to make.
Mine is just a Canadian Club.
Oh, Canadian Club. Pretty good. You know, I bought Jack Daniels recently and realized I don't hate it like I thought I did.
Mm.
So, Carmob, I think I owe you an apology.
Why is that?
So, back in the day when you first started the party at Mobs, you asked me twice and I declined both times. And at that time, I didn't feel like I knew you guys well enough yet to like hang out like that.
Right.
So, that's why I did that.
Sorry, man. Yeah, I just, I've been through a lot of crap this year and some good, some bad, I got another person out there that friggin' watches every drop of YouTube I drop, whether it's a short, a live stream, a video, and they're always trying to find something negative that they can use against me.
Oh, that's not me then. I just watch them all. I don't try and
No,
find it.
I understand. Yeah, I understand. I understand. And it gets tiresome. It gets really tiresome. It's like all I want to do is just, have fun with my friends and talk shit and talk about cars and just, have a good time. And you got someone out there that's constantly trying to like throw you under the bus, whether it's legally or with your family or, whatnot. It's irritating.
But what I'm trying to figure out is why someone can be that vindictive. I mean, there's you get pissed at someone, you don't want to talk to them, and then there's what this level, and I don't know the details, but it sounds like this is to the extreme.
Oh, Sean, that's not fair. Don't say that when I'm not. I want to do that.
Oh, you don't get these. This is you got to be on the short list.
Yeah, I know.
Hey, Sean, I'm off tomorrow. Funny you should ask. I got to work Wednesday night shift. So if you want to get bombed tomorrow, I'm down. Yeah, Sean is part of this. Sean is part of this like Facebook bourbon group, right? Mm-hmm. And they send each other samples of different bourbons to try. So he'll get like 4 or 5 little bottles that are worth like maybe 3 or 4 shots per bottle. And it'll label what each friggin' bottle is. And he'll call me and be like, hey, I got a bunch of testers, man. Come on over. Let's try out these like 4 bourbons. And I'm like, okay.
I would love to have a friend like that near me because I love trying bourbons and whiskeys and just, bourbon and whiskeys mostly.
I agree.
And scotch. I do love scotch. But yeah, like earlier I was drinking Sazerac old fashions. I'm drinking with my son who was here earlier and he left already. And then when I had to get another drink during the live stream, I was just like, screw it, Jack and Coke. It's quick and easy. I don't have to sit there and mix things and measure things.
Right. Hey, if I'm not mistaken, Sean, Sylvia's birthday party Sunday, correct? A simple yes in the comments will work. Because I have Sunday off. I have to sleep friggin' for part of the day, but I'll be there for the birthday party. So if you want, we could try those on Sunday.
Sazerac 6-year-old rye. Yes, it is. Sazerac is really good for it, and comparatively, it's cheap.
And here's the thing: I absolutely despise ryes, but I friggin' love Sazerac.
But I love rye, and so Sazerac is a different type of rye.
Yeah, it's
really
really
like
good.
But it's got a really good flavor. And my problem here is finding it because it's not always in stock.
If it wasn't for Sean, I never would have even tried it because it's a rye.
Yeah, right.
But see, he knows what my palate likes. So every once in a blue moon, he'll be like, "Look, I got a rye you got to try," and I'll look at him and he'll be like, "Trust me."
$10 per aged year. Okay, yeah, that's well. Sazerac actually runs Sazerac runs really cheap here, so it's like alcohol is really expensive here in Alabama. That's a problem. It's almost as expensive or more expensive than it was in Washington State, and I thought it was expensive there.
JB's Garage, you have a great night, brother.
I was really saddened to find out how expensive it is here because it's a little bit more than that here. It's like 32 here. $32 here, but that's cheap here. But I can get a half gallon of Jack Daniels for $53, so that's not too bad.
Well, that's why I started making my cheap old fashions with Canadian Club, because I can get a fifth for $12.
Yeah, that's not bad.
I mean, but it tastes really good once you doctor it up, man.
Yeah, when you're mixing it, like when you're doing a mixed drink that's heavily mixed with a lot of flavors in it, the orange and the cherry especially,
right?
It really blocks out a lot of bad.
Yeah.
Especially the cherry. I was amazed. I had an old fashioned this weekend at a restaurant we were eating at. And, oh my God, the bartender, we were eating at the bar because it's easier to get a table at the bar. And she made a great old fashioned, because I asked her what her best drink was. She'd been doing it for 3 or 4 years, she said.
Right.
As a bartender at that restaurant. And I was like, so what's your best drink? She's like, an old fashioned. I was like, perfect. Give us 2 of them, And they were really good, like really good, because I'm not used to having the orange peel to put in mine because I don't usually have oranges here. So I just rely on orange bitters for the flavoring. So, and they were so good. And she made them with, I think, Makers. They were made with Maker's Mark. Pretty good. I enjoyed them. They were a really good old fashioned.
Nice.
Better than the one I got at your house. No offense, but she did a really good job.
No, nothing wrong with that.
And they had 2 cherries in them, 1 orange peel with some orange in it, and the mix of the alcohol to the sugar, was just like perfect. I mean, mine aren't even that good. Mine aren't even close. Like tonight, I made some, and they were a little heavy on the alcohol, even though I went with the recipe.
That's because you made them, Pinks.
Darn, I hate
I'm using a jigger in there so I can measure everything out correctly. And the first one's a little heavy tasting. So the second ones I made, I put a little less alcohol in them.
There you go.
Just so I can get the flavor right.
Hey, I'll be the first to tell you, friggin' Sean McBrien makes a better old fashioned than I do.
Ooh.
Mine still tastes good.
So Pinks, here's how you do it. You make your first old fashioned. You drink it. You're like, that isn't right. It's a little bit off. You make the second one. Oh, that's still a little bit off. By the time you're at your third or your fourth, you swear it's the perfect mix. You're like, this is great.
See, though, Sean, you're getting stuff I can't get down here. Oh, and you've got cherry smoke, too. So I don't have that. And Traverse City stuff, I can't get it. That's local to you. You can't get
that. Old fashioned next level. Like I said, mine's not as good as his, but it gets the job done.
You put real maple syrup in it too, so
He does.
man, that's the shit there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I guess I could order it online. You're right. I'm, anything that's so actual alcohol, having it ordered and shipped to Alabama costs a lot more because Alabama charges that tax for it.
Yep.
And so, but any of the non-alcoholic, like the mixer stuff, I can get pretty cheap.
Man, you guys are making me feel bad. I haven't drank in almost 2 years now.
Hey, good for you.
It's not that I don't want to. It's just I can't.
I understand. Good for you. I said that's I quit smoking.
You don't have a problem with alcohol, do you, Mike?
No, I have a problem with my esophagus.
Gotcha. I didn't think you had a problem with alcohol.
Oh no. I was never
problem.
a heavy drinker,
I
but
quit smoking anything or using any tobacco product over 10 and a half years ago. And I kind of miss it every now and then.
Right.
But not enough to start again.
Right.
Yeah.
So same thing. It was something I actually really enjoyed it. I did it for 30 some years but it's bad for you. And so I quit.
inexpensive.
Here's the thing. I don't buy cigarettes and I don't smoke cigarettes on the regular, but if I've been drinking with somebody for a long time and they have cigarettes, it's like, oh, let me have one of those.
Yeah, see, I will get that thought every now and then. Like
Right.
when my son was when I'm with my son, he smokes, and I
Right.
wish I wouldn't, but can't stop him. He's an adult. I'll be drinking, and every now and then I'll have that thought come in my head, but it will
Right.
never leave my mouth.
Right.
That
In Chicago, it's almost $1 a cigarette now.
See,
Oh.
I have zero addiction to nicotine. Right.
Good
So
for you.
for me to have a
Good.
cigarette or two during a party has no phase on me because the next day I'm not like, ooh, I need a cigarette. The next day I'm just like, oh well, I need some water.
It's the reason I don't smoke cigars. I would love to just enjoy even just a small cigarillo, just a
Right.
cigar.
Right.
Not even inhaling, but I
Right.
know that if I do that, I will get the taste for it back for one, and two, that nicotine gets into you through your mouth.
Right.
You don't have to inhale it for the and that addiction. That's like one of the only addictions I've had that really hurts me. It holds me. That nicotine is very, very addictive.
Oh, I don't doubt it.
Yeah, I'm just like you, Carmob. I haven't done it in a while, but I used to have like 2-3 cigars a year, maybe a little bit more. And
Right.
yeah, that's it.
Yeah, I'm what you call a social smoker. I'll have a couple cigars maybe throughout the year. If I have a party at Mobs and Sublime's there and he's smoking, I might have a couple cigarettes, but typically it's not my thing. You know what I mean?
What the hell did that just do?
What's that?
Oh,
I think some people just have more addictive personalities than others.
Yeah, I'm sorry to friggin' spill my guts to you guys tonight, but I just kind of wanted you guys to understand where I'm coming from. My life has been nothing but a shit show the last year, and I just need to friggin' basically take a little bit of a break and regroup.
Oh, later, Sean. Have some fun.
I mean, the thing is, it's electronic life. It's electronic friendships. Yes, some people you've met in person, but at the same point, these aren't, the friends that you grew up with over
Right.
the years. You know what I mean?
I don't really have any real friends where I live. Most of my friends are still up in Washington,
Right?
so kind of sucks.
Yeah,
I
I'm in the
really
same
talk
boat
about-
here. I got friends in California and then friends in Illinois, and that's it.
I guess friends in California still too.
Yeah. When I used to live in Arizona, I had one of my buddies, Jeff, he moved out to California with his wife and his kids. He's got 6 boys now.
Ooh,
They kept trying for a girl. God bless them.
God
Oh.
dang.
I'd quit trying after a couple.
Right?
Hey, I kept on egging him on too. I was telling his wife, Danny, I'm like, man, I promise you the next one will be a girl. And she's like, don't tell me that. You said that last time.
Said
And
that
Jeff
last
gave me another boy.
Night, Mach 1. Have a good one.
All right, Mach 1.
Yeah, like Barbecue Mike said, we're here for you and understand. It
Yeah.
happens. I was kind of dismayed when I found out what happened to you this year.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what. In the next 2 weeks, everything's over.
Good. I'm sorry that it happened, though. It shouldn't have. It really shouldn't have.
So I'm not prying by any means, but at some point, there's still a lot of us that have no clue.
My what? Look, when I started to tell you guys what was going on, my wife like ran in front of the door.
Oh, I figured.
Yeah, I noticed that.
I
And
figured.
then Sean wrote in the comment, he was like, "Don't tell them everything."
Yeah. Sean, I think Sean said that, didn't he?
Yeah, and then my wife was like throwing red flags in front of the door, and I was like, "Okay, maybe I shouldn't friggin' tell everybody."
Hit me up on the side sometime. Let me know because I've always.
Well, I'll tell you what,
I've
Mike.
always-
If you really, I'll tell you what, Mike. I am not going to stay on here much longer. I have to go to bed, and I have to get my daughter ready for bed. If you wait till I end this, I'll tell you what happened.
All right, cool.
Just we'll do it
Yeah.
privately.
I was about to stop you too, Mob, but your wife, I saw your wife. I saw that your wife had come in. I was like,
Those who know it is friggin' juicy.
this is not a good idea. So
It's not a good idea.
it doesn't matter whether it's over or not. It's still not a good idea.
It's still not a good idea.
Yeah, it's something you don't just share out with YouTube in general.
Right. All right, you know what, you guys? We're down to 11 people. We were up to a 30.
31 actually.
Really? Nice.
That's the highest I saw.
Nice. Well, hey, you guys, I think I'm going to end this live stream right here. I greatly appreciate everybody coming in tonight and hanging out with us. I just wanted everybody to know kind of like where we're coming from here from the Car Mob side, and to let you guys know we're not leaving YouTube. It's just that we got to take a little step back and do a little regrouping. And, thanks an awful lot for understanding. And, I have plenty of content more for you guys.
Joe, I'll be live Wednesday night if you're at work. You can always join.
Wednesday night, I will be at work.
Yep, I figured you would be. But
Nice.
it's just going to be a recap. Hopefully tomorrow I will get the video edited that I was supposed to get done today, but I ended up super busy today.
Right.
Doctor's appointment, then had to help my son get that car out of my driveway into a junkyard and get rid of it. And then
Right.
he left. And now he's moving back to Washington. So
Yeah, I've been dropping all them shorts from the Frankenmuth Auto Festival.
I've been watching most of them.
I got 3 probably 10-minute videos for you guys to watch for that stuff.
sweet.
Nice.
Yeah, I need to make an actual long form video so I can get some actual watch hours.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, hey, everybody, you guys have a great night. Thanks for hanging out, and we'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out, everybody. Have a great